Wow, this is actually very nice, leh.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Eatbook Cooks. Today, the evil producers have given me a ridiculous challenge. They want me to convert coffee haters into coffee lovers. How is that possible? Well, I myself am a coffee lover. If you always think like, why is Chiara so hyper energetic and always laughing in videos, now you know why. I always drink a cup of coffee before my shoot. So I've actually interviewed some of the coffee haters in the office and they tell me that they don't like that coffee is too bitter, sour, and some of them actually are really sensitive to caffeine.
I think it tastes very weird, it's very bitter, and like I cannot appreciate coffee by itself.
I don't hate coffee, but I just don't like the feeling it gives me because it gives me a very jittery feeling.
Well, I've got many solutions for these. But before we get cooking, let's go get some coffee. So we're now here at the Nespresso boutique at Vivo City and I'm gonna ask them to recommend me some coffee flavors for all you coffee haters. I've invited a coffee expert today to help me with this difficult challenge that the producers have given me. So you maybe wanna introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello everyone, my name is Samuel. I'm a coffee expert at Nespresso and welcome to our boutique today.
Okay, so I have a really difficult question to ask you. Do you have any coffees to recommend for people who do not have a habit of drinking coffee or do not like coffee?
Yes. So I have a few different flavors to recommend you from our entire range. We actually have 27 different flavors in our Vertuo capsule range, so there's a lot of flavors. But before I get into the capsules, let me just share with you a few common concerns that many coffee haters or someone who's just starting coffee might have. So first things first, you have things like bitterness. Everyone knows coffee is always bitter, right? So if you're creating your recipes at home, there are many different ways you can mitigate this, either by adding like sugar syrup, or if you're into chocolate syrup, that helps as well. And last but not least, of course, caffeine. Some people, they might be sensitive to caffeine, right? So for our capsules itself, we do have decaffeinated coffee.
Nice.
So you can actually drink like 10 cups. You can probably still sleep at night.
So I also heard that you guys have a new machine.
Yes, so the machine that I'm very excited to share with you today, it's our new Vertuo coffee machine. It's a very innovative technology that we just launched recently. So if you notice on the Vertuo machine, there's only one button, right? It is capable of doing 5 different sizes. So you can do like espressos, local kopi O, kopi C kind of coffee. So do you notice on the capsule itself, there's actually a barcode. So when you pop it into the machine itself, it will actually scan the barcode. It will brew at exactly the right size, temperature, infusion time, stuff like that. Alright, so there you have it, a delicious cup of Vertuo vanilla custard pie coffee.
Thank you, Samuel, for showing me the tips and tricks of the machine, of like what to look out for all them coffee haters. So I'm gonna remember them and I'm gonna do something back in the office.
Chiara, here's your coffee.
Thank you.
And I've also added a recycling bag for you inside, so feel free to place your used capsules inside and drop it in our boutiques for recycling.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Yay! Fingers crossed, remember? Fingers crossed. We're gonna do our first drink, which is a banana-free pie latte. Very interesting, you never hear before, right? Here are the ingredients. Coffee, banana milk, sugar, unsalted butter, vanilla paste, and a pinch of salt. So with the new Nespresso Vertuo Machine, right, there are up to 27 different coffee blends and also 5 different sizes. So there's espresso, double espresso, and now we're gonna use the one that comes in a large mug. This vanilla custard pie pot gives you 230 ml of coffee. Just nice for a mug and also just nice for us to make iced coffee cubes. So I tried the vanilla custard pie coffee just now and let me say that there's really the vanilla taste in it. But Nespresso don't put like any artificial flavorings inside. It's just like additional natural flavoring that they use when they roast the coffee. You see, can you see the foam here? This is actually called the coffee crema. And this is a sign of good quality grounds. So bring out an ice tray and then just fill it up with the coffee. And now just gingerly head to the freezer to freeze this up. Now we're gonna make the toffee bits. Let me just give a word of warning. Working in sugar has always been a fear of mine because it burned me before, so please be careful when you are doing this toffee. First step, add your butter into the pan. Next, you'll add your vanilla paste, and I like to add salt to my desserts because it can bring out the sweetness. Now on your pan to medium heat. And we're going to use a wooden spoon for this instead of spatula or anything else because wood conducts heat the worst. I suddenly feel like a science teacher. So on medium heat, you want to melt your sugar, but the sugar goes in batches. Make sure not to over stir it because you don't want to separate the butter and the sugar. The first dish we're making today is the dessert, and it's gonna be choux au craquelin, aka choux pastry, and a lot of people don't know what choux pastry is when I've been telling them that it's what I'm gonna make. So let me simplify it by calling it coffee cream puff. So coffee cream puff is great for coffee haters because you can't really taste the bitterness of the coffee, but you can definitely still smell the aromatics of it. The pot that we're using today is called the Bianco Leggero. So let's split this choux pastry into two parts. We'll do the top layer of the croquelant first, and here are the ingredients that you need. Unsalted butter, salt, light brown sugar, and flour. And it's really simple. So you need to start off with butter, pinch of salt. Then we're gonna add in some light brown sugar. Then just cream the butter and sugar together. After it's nicely combined, you want to add all the flour together. Okay, now I'm going to use the hand mixer and whisk it up again. The reason why we are going extra and making the crackling top is because this is the part where it gives your cream puff a lot of texture. You just use your spatula and work it into a ball of dough like that. Grab your dough and put it in a Ziploc bag. Here comes the fun part. Take a rolling pin, if not a glass bottle also can. Just roll your dough flat. Make it as even as you can as well in terms of the thickness. Seal it up and then pop it in a freezer and wait until it's solid hard. Now for the second part of this recipe, we're going to do the choux pastry now. So before anything, don't forget to preheat your oven first at 190 degrees Celsius. So this is the color. And just pop the capsule in like this and tap it one more time. Just press this one button here on top. Okay, what's good about this machine, right, is that it's a one-touch system. And if you look below here, right, you see all these lines. It's actually a barcode. It tells the machine what to do, what temperature to pump the water in, how much water to pump in. That's why there's only one button on top. And here are the ingredients that you need. Coffee, water, butter, flour, eggs, sugar, vanilla paste, salt. So on a pan, you want to combine the coffee, water, butter, sugar, and salt. To make sure that the butter melts before anything boils, you want to cut it into small cubes and keep it at room temperature. Okay, give it a bit more of a stir and take it off the heat. Now you want to add all the flour in at one go at this point. As you stir, right, make sure you are getting rid of all the flour clumps inside. Pop it back onto the induction cooker and turn it back to medium heat. So what we're doing now is to cook the dough for around 1 to 2 minutes. And you'll know that it's done when the dough starts to form a film at the bottom of your pan. Okay, now grab another huge bowl and pop the dough into it. Now this is a very important step. You need to spread the dough out like that to let it cool down. Because we're going to put in the eggs next and you do not want to cook the eggs in this hot dough. Now the dough has cooled down, let's add the vanilla paste. Bring the dough back to the center and we will add our eggs. So you start by adding 1 egg first. You give it a good whisk and then pour it into the dough. Then grab your handy hand mixer again. This consistency is still a little dry, so we're gonna add another egg in batches. Okay, so it's a bit more sticky and you see that when I lift the spatula up, you get some dough on it. This is when you know that your dough has enough eggs in it. Okay, now very exciting, I'm gonna finally pipe the choux pastry onto the baking tray. You want to spray your baking tray down with water first. So what this does is that it gives your pastry a better chance to rise and be hollow and fluffy on the inside. Now pop it in the oven for 30 minutes. Keep your eye on it. Make sure at the 25-minute mark, right, take a bamboo stick and poke holes in it. Now, right, the very last part of this coffee cream puff is gonna be the chantilly cream part. After that, we're also gonna make a coffee cream because we are extra fancy today. And here are the ingredients that you need. So now you grab a cold bowl, pour your whipping cream inside. Now we're gonna add the powdered sugar. Now we'll whisk it at high speed. It's gonna take a while, so wait for me. Not that I didn't stop because I'm tired, okay? I just want to tell you all that we're making 2 batches of chantilly cream because we still have the banana pie coffee to top this with later. So you want to whip it until there's soft peaks. Keep this in the fridge because we're now going to do the gelatin mixture. Let's cook the gelatin mixture. Let it bloom under low heat on the pan, okay? So we'll pour the water first. Now the gelatin. Then you just mix it until everything's dissolved. Okay, it's well melted, well dissolved, and take it out from the heat. Can I take myself out from the heat also? So you take the lightly whipped cream back out and you pour the gelatin mixture into it. Take the hand mixer back out and whisk it at low speed. So you're done with the chantilly cream. We're gonna do the coffee cream now. And here's the clip. Even though the coffee cream and the chantilly cream are using somewhat the same base recipe, the espresso actually gives us more liquid, so we need to change the recipe a little bit to give the same texture. So head on down to the description box for the full recipe. Okay, on to the second drink. It's the chendol coffee and we're going to split this recipe into 2 parts. We're going to make the coffee jelly first and then we're going to make the gula melaka syrup. And here are the ingredients that you need for the coffee jelly. Coffee, gelatin, sugar, and hot water. Here are the ingredients for the gula melaka syrup. 2 pandan leaves, water, and chopped gula melaka. First step, combine the gelatin with the hot water. Then use a spoon and give it a good mix. Next up, we're gonna get some coffee. So I was whispering because this is decaffeinated coffee. This is good for Amanda, who doesn't like coffee because it gives her the shakes. And it gives you 150 ml of coffee. So just nice for a warm cup of coffee before bed. Okay, simple, don't say so much, everything in the pot. Turn on to high heat. Then just stir it until everything is dissolved. Okay, when the gelatin is all dissolved, just pour this liquid into a heat-proof bowl. Okay, then you just put it in the fridge. Next will be the gula melaka syrup and it's really simple. You just put everything here into the pot. Toot toot. Brr, 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 brr. Then you go to medium heat and just let it boil and simmer for 8 minutes until it becomes syrupy. And it's done! So it's not syrupy yet, but as you leave it to cool, it will get a bit more sticky. We're gonna open our cafe up and do some Instagram-worthy shots and drinks and dessert. See ya!
Hi! Hello? No!
Nope.
Nope.
I don't like coffee because I find it very sour and acidic. Whenever I drink coffee, it just does not taste nice. Yeah, it makes me like, ugh. I don't hate coffee, but I just don't like the feeling it gives me because it gives me a very jittery feeling if I drink a bit too much.
I think it tastes very weird. It's very bitter, and like I cannot appreciate coffee by itself.
I think it's just because the coffee taste is overpowering in any form.
Thank
Wow.
you. Like from cafes, yeah. Yeah, this makes me feel like we are sitting together having Sunday brunch. I don't want to stir it, it's so pretty. Yeah, I feel like stirring it is basically crushing the icing on the cake.
Ooh.
Ooh. I'm trying to decide if I like this or not. Okay, so the first thing that hits me, right, is the coffee taste, but then it's very quickly covered with the banana milk taste, which I appreciate because I really don't like the aftertaste of coffee. So this, right, it's a very good combination.
Like it's very unique to go together with the banana.
It tastes a bit like a dessert.
Yeah,
more
it
than
does
like-
taste like a dessert.
It's more dessert than coffee.
If you see this from afar, right, this looks like milk with brown stuff. So it looks like brown sugar milk.
Oh, it smells. I know what this
Oh,
is.
I know.
Gula Melaka. Wow, I love Gula Melaka though. Are you sure there's coffee in this? Because it's all white leh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I taste the coffee now. This drink like works for coffee haters is because the drink itself and the coffee element is two different textures.
Wow, this is actually very nice leh. Damn, I didn't expect it to be converted that fast, but let me try the jelly now. Because usually I have coffee as a drink, and drink will have that acidity.
I don't taste the acidity.
Yeah, so I don't feel the acidity with when it's in the jelly form.
Shoe the crackling. Is it?
Oh, this looks like, you know,
Crispy,
the
crispy on top.
coffee bun.
Yeah. A bit mini kopi bun.
Yeah, it's the coffee bun.
It's crispy on top.
And at the bottom is filled with cream.
Wow. I'm sure I got more and later.
Oh, what the heck?
I'm shook.
When I was biting into the cream puff, right, what I was gonna expect is a very like gao cream with a very strong coffee smell to it. But I was very pleasantly surprised that like when I bit into it, everything was still very light and fluffy. I think like the vanilla and the coffee complemented each other very well. I'm the kind of person that I hate coffee in my pastries. Like I don't think I'm sorry, I'm gonna get hate for this, but I really don't like coffee bread. It's like
And it does give me the same taste from the coffee bun. So the nice crispy layer on the top. I love that part.
The answer is no. Like very obvious. Like you won't expect me to go to a coffee shop and say, "Uncle, kopi o kosong," or because like ultimately it has a strong coffee taste. But then, as I said, if you give me those two drinks specifically, I would drink them.
At the end of the day, right, all the three dishes we tried, they still had the coffee flavor. It's just that I think I didn't know that coffee was so versatile.
So just now Chiara was sharing with us like the first drink was made with the coffee that came from the vanilla custard pie pot, right? Which I was actually quite pleasantly surprised because when I tried the first drink, you can actually taste like hints of vanilla that came through from the drink.
I would say decaf is a good option for someone who wants the taste of coffee without the caffeine.
Oh.
Mine is the puff.
Hey, mine is also the puff eh.
I think it's quite obvious that the choux pastry, the cream puff, was our favorite.
I thought that the puff had a good balance of sweet and bitterness. And I love the crispiness on the outside.
The hint of coffee.
So chef,
Yes.
they have tried the dishes. Call me a, what's that? Coffee bar. I drink long blacks, like coffee plain without sugar or milk, but I also love sweet coffees. So the banana latte and the chendol coffee were totally up my alley. I would drink it anytime. All their favorite dish are the same. And they are your choux pastry. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna start selling it. So, are they a convert? It's a half-half, it's a tie.
Who said yes?
Amanda and Chiara.
Oh my gosh.
So I actually own the Nespresso original line machine, and I'm very surprised with this Nespresso Vertuo Machine because it's really automated. Like you don't have to crank it up or down like before. And the pods, there are 27 flavors. And I'm surprised that the crema is so thick, and I really love how we managed to create beautiful layers for the different drinks. And even though it might seem a bit intimidating, right? I really would like the viewers to try it for themselves. Like, try it! If Chiara can do it, so can you. You can make beautiful IG-worthy coffees yourself at home too. Thank you Nespresso for making this video possible. If you would like to get your hands on this new Nespresso Vertuo Machine and their coffee, click the link in the description box down below. And thank you for watching this episode of Eatbook Cooks. If you like this video, wish you better, don't forget to watch more over there, and then like, share and subscribe, and click on the notification bell. Bye! I need sleep, but I think tonight I cannot sleep.